Hey there, welcome back to Kieran Racing and Fab. Jim here. If you watched the last video, you know we're getting into the brakes, trying to get that stuff finalized. So let me show you what I got going on over here. Last video we got the master cylinder finalized. Now I need to get from here to here, but there's a problem. The problem is I don't like this bracket. I don't remember where I got it. Some of them you buy and they weld on. I know I drilled a hole because I had a hole in the frame already and I wanted it bolted on. But here's the problem. You see that? Sheet metal. And when I put this in there and try to lock it down with this, the keeper, it is loose. So I've already figured out a solution to this problem. It's pretty simple. So let me get this off of here first. So here is the solution. I have 6 1/8-inch wide plates. I just have to open up this hole. These plates are from a pickup truck airbag system that weren't needed. So the plan is I'm going to open up this hole, cut it to what I need, round the edges slightly, drill a 3/8 hole for what I need to mount to the frame, and then that should be plenty good for this and this keeper to lock down. I'll show you what I mean. I'll be back with you as soon as the holes are drilled, because I'm sure you guys don't want to see that again. All right, this is what the plate looks like, all done. I had to open up this hole right here to 5/8. This is a 3/8 hole, so I'm using obviously a 3/8 bolt. And this is going to be a 1/4-inch hole. I'll explain this one in a second, but you need to get this exact. You want it to be tight in there when you drive this keeper on. Now, as for this hole, 1/4-inch hole, since I bolt this on rather than weld it, I weld a 1/4-inch dowel into this and I put a hole in the frame. So I get this sitting square to the frame, drill a hole, weld the dowel. That way when this is bolted to the frame, if it comes loose, you know, in some spirited driving, it doesn't want to start moving around on you. So, but before you put the dowel in, you need to put this on the frame, drill a hole, and mark it. All right, I'm going to bolt this on the frame, square it up, and I'm going to transfer the hole in the bracket to the frame. So get it kind of snug, get your square out. All right, that's square, lock it down. All right, that's square right there. I'm gonna go get the drill, transfer that hole over. Got the part done. Instead of using a 1/4-inch dowel, I used a 1/4-inch bolt that had a long shank on it. I cut the threads off. Just made it easier to weld around here. But we're going to test fit the part, make sure we're good before we paint it and assemble the rest of it. Remember, this is the locator pin. All right, I would definitely call that a win. That is not going anywhere. And in just a minute, I'm about to show you why I prefer doing this method rather than welding them on. Because putting that piece in and driving that other part down is a real pain in the ass. So I am going to get this painted up, let it dry a little bit, and then get back with you guys. All right, we are all painted up here. I have to get this fitting right here to go in that hole so that I can run the -3 line to hard line on the back. This is an inverted flare adapter. But here's the deal. This is the clip that locks it in. So you're supposed to go pop that in like that. Take this clip. There's a groove on the back. You're supposed to get that in. That has to go all the way down to get it to lock positively. The problem is I usually have to get a hammer or a punch to get that down, and as you can see, I have no swing. So I'm gonna bring you back to the bench. You're gonna see what I usually do, and I think you're gonna understand why I'd rather these be bolt-on. All right, yes, I know my bench is a complete disarray. It's a disaster, but I'm kind of like a Tasmanian devil. When I work on something, like the way I've been focusing on that Nova or Chevy 2, or whatever you'd like to call it. But let's get back to this. So, this goes in here. You can see the register that this has to go in right there. Never wants to go very easily, so this is what I do. Now that's in there, locked 100% all the way down. That is why I don't like to weld these on. Let's go get it on the car. Okay. All right, that's in its forever home. -3 brake line. All right, 2 wrenches now. 11/16 on this, and then 7/16 on this. All right, that's the end of that one. It's all done, good and secure, lines on. I've already got the driver's side done. So now I can work on the hard line from the master cylinder to the back side of these. Again, I prefer not to weld these. You guys can do whatever you think is best for your situation. Hope it helps someone. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll probably have another video out, I guess, on brakes. I'm expecting a shifter to be delivered, and I still need a drive shaft. So I don't know, maybe it'll be that. Maybe it'll be how to measure a drive shaft, forward drive shaft. All right, talk to you guys later. I am out of here.